Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and today I'm in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. And you know what is the main thing to see here? The Wright Visitor Center, which is a federal agency. So if you have one of those national park passes, then make sure you bring that. They do charge a $10 fee to come in. So first, let's go into look at the Wright Museum. So this is a 3D map of the property. Visitor Center where I am, and right above that is the airstrip that they used. And this airstrip is for anybody who wants to fly in instead of driving here. And this is the Kill Devil Hill. These are other things that they have. And this is a reconstruction of the quarters that the Wright brothers built. And this shows the exact details of the first flight over here, 852 feet. Here is a really nice painting. And of course you have a reproduction of the first airplane, and I think this is about the 10th or 12th one I've seen across the country in various museums. Now I find this interesting, where the propellers are blowing the wind back and the front is this piece, just the opposite of the way airplanes were later designed to operate. And this shows the gliders that they built before they came out with the engine-powered version. So there was a lot of experimentation that went into it. And this is the last glider model. And here's a metal model of the plane. You can see he's lying forward towards what's called the elevators, with the propellers in back and the rudder. And here's this side of the museum. This tells of the Wright brothers' two other brothers, and they had a sister, Catherine, who worked right along with Orville and Wilbur. That's her right there. And Catherine was the only one in the family to graduate college. And this is the sewing machine that was used to make the fabric for the wings. And this is how they did the takeoff, since their plane had no wheels. This is about their experiments with gliders. They chose Kitty Hawk because wind, sand, and isolation were three very important factors. Now I'm going to go take a look at the living quarters they built and the hangar. So this building is their living quarters that they built. There's a stove that goes up to the ceiling, and then they have a work bench or a work table back there, and they give them more room. They actually slept up here in those rafters. And this other building is the hangar where they kept the airplane, and obviously they had to roll it in sideways.
At the time, very little had been done with the theory of how ship propellers actually worked, so that didn't end up being any help for them.
This is the 30-minute program they're giving with the guide who has everything memorized.
Thank you.
Here's a plane that's taken off.
And so they fixed it up. That's about 60% complete. They obviously had to do a lot of planes on December 17, 1903. They all started
So there it is, taken off. The guide there told me that the original Wright brothers airplane is still in existence. It's just in many, many different pieces in many different places. Even of pieces on the moon. She said of pieces on Mars. This is where the third flight landed, and the fourth flight that went much, much further is at that marker way down there. Well, now I'm going to go up on Kill Devil Hill and see the monument that they have up there. Here's a plaque with some info about it. Well, here it is. And down here it says faith in commemoration of the conquest of the air. And you can go inside it here. Although there's really not much in here to see. These are stairs that go up, I guess, to the top. And here's an inscription. And another one, and that is about all there is to see in here. And they do not let people go upstairs. Here's the side of the monument. And you can see here the huge property that they have. There's the visitor center. So the gliders took off from the top of the hill here. And beyond the visitor center, you can see the ocean and all of the living quarters, various types of living quarters out there. And from the other side of the monument, down, way down here, you can see they have set up a life-size recreation. I'm going to go take a look at that. This is the invitation that they got from the Kitty Hawk postmaster. And they experimented for 4 years on this project. As it says here. Here's a little more history. Now let's go take a look at it. It's a sculpted life-size recreation of their flyer. Some excellent work here. And here are the identifications of the men in the famous photo that the photographer here is taking. That's Wilbur chasing after the plane. And the observers. Orville piloted the first flight, and then the two brothers took turns with the later flights. Very nice recreation. And they did it in December on a very cold day. And it's still windy. It has been very windy here all day as usual. Here's one more plaque. And the inscription on the monument is so big, at least the names, that you can read it all the way from here. And this is how far it is away. So here is the pilot facility. And there are some planes here. There's one behind the trees, and there's two more here. I don't know why people would want to land here. Well, this guy's taking off. Well, this place is very, very interesting. So now I'm going to go take a look at the beaches. And right behind the visitor center is the monument to a century of flight. Let's go out here and check it out. It has these 14 columns Oh, it's really late in the day. There's the sun going down. And each one has information on it. Let's start with the oldest one. 1903 was when the Wright brothers were here and made that significant flight. 1906, first flight in Europe. And you can see 09, several things happened, 10 and 11. Next one, all sorts of significant events in flight. But I'm not going to go through all of them, it just take too much time. You can look it up on the internet if you want to read them. I'll find it myself and put a link below the video here. The most recent is 2000, first crew of International Space Station. And the 100 years is 1903 to 2003. Very nice series of monuments that they have here. And that's a globe in the middle, at least showing half of it. This road that follows the closest to the beach is just constantly lined with apartment buildings. This is a Wingate hotel. Another looks like a duplex. And then this is a Days Inn. Here is a small parking lot with free parking, but of course they're all full. But it looks like this guy's pulling out. So if you're lucky, you might get in here. This is their lifeguard building. So here, in addition to the sand walkway out to the beach, they've got this boardwalk. So that's nice. This is one of the few handicap accesses to get out to the beach. And this is what the beach looks like the whole distance along here. We do have some lifeguards here in certain places, and the waves here are coming in fairly strong. It's a good place to go out if you like to fight the waves. Those are some pretty big waves coming in. And of course it's very windy here as well. Now this beach access, on the other hand, has a lot of vacant parking and has a boardwalk going out a ways to the beach, and then a sand walk the rest of the way. This is the Sutton Avenue access, and right here where it starts, they've got a foot and body shower. Nice. And there are just numerous of these beach access points. I think they've got one at every street coming in towards the beach, and plenty parking. Well, maybe not on the weekend. And this one also has a handicap access as well. So you can take the stairs or the ramp, and there's a porta potty. The beach accesses I've showed you so far are in the town of Kill Devil Hills. But now I'm into Kitty Hawk, where the beaches are much closer to the road. And they've got the beach access carpeted. And I think I see why there's not many people here, because on the back of the lifeguard station it says no swimming, stay on sand, heavy rips. So if you try to go out into the water, this guy is going to pull you back in. But there is parking across the street here. There are just numerous beach accesses all along this road. But here, there is no parking lot, so somebody has to drop you off, or you're staying in one of the homes here. There's no lifeguard stand here, but still they have this flag that says no swimming.
The hurricane or the storm.
So I don't know why the rip tides would be different here than they are just a mile down the road in Kill Devil Hills. I want to go check out that pier way down there. Well, it seems that is a private pier for this Hilton hotel, so you can't get to it without going through the hotel. So all in all, I would say that the beaches in Kill Devil Hills is a lot better than the beaches at Kitty Hawk. Can't quite even see the pier, just a little bit of it from here. Next I'm going to show you this Windgrass Circle Park, which is a really small one. It's on the bay side, away from the beach. And look at these people way out there that are walking. So you can see just how shallow this whole huge bay is. If the tide was out, I could see that, but it kind of looks like the tide is in here, if it gets much of a tide here. Now I'm going to show you the Avalon Fishing Pier, which is in Kill Devil Hills. The building here has a lot of games to play, with a bar and a fishing supply store. You also have a lunch menu here. So this gives me a really good shot of the beach. And this is where you can go into the water out there. And above the beach, it's lined with a lot of private homes. Probably a lot of these are used for B&B. And this is looking north. People out of the water here. They charge $2 to come out on the pier. If you're not fishing, you just want to sightsee. But there's a lot of people fishing here. And a lot of people like me just standing around. It's not a really long pier, but that is the end of it. This has no pin rigs on the yellow at the bottom. I'm not a fisherman, so I have no idea what these things mean. I don't see anybody catching anything. By the way, the sand on this beach is just some of the best sand I've seen anywhere. It is so nice and clean and fluffy. So I think you'd really like it here. No rocks to watch out for. Really nice beach. And the beer house has a second level if you want to go up there and eat or something. There's another bar up here on the top floor. Well, folks, let me know in the comments below what you think of the video. Good day.